pay attention, may we now invite on stage Nivedita Sharma from BBA third year and request her to introduce our guest from a nearby school.
Good morning everyone present here. As we gather here today, it's my pleasure to welcome our guests from the Harman School. Please welcome them with a huge round of applause. We believe in the power of education and dialogue to drive positive change. We have invited some incredibly talented young women to share their insights and perspective on environmental issues through their speeches. So without further ado, let's welcome our first speaker, Ms. Nishu Kumari with her speech. Please give her a huge round of applause.
माँ की ममता और पेड़ों का दान दोनों करते हैं जन जन का कल्याण। स्वच्छ पर्यावरण, पानी और हवा है जीवन जीने की अनमोल दवा। यहाँ उपस्थित सभी महानुभावों और विद्वान जनों को मेरा सुप्रभात। मैं निशु हार्टमैन बालिका उच्च विद्यालय की 12वीं विज्ञान की छात्रा आज आप सभी के समक्ष उस महत्वपूर्ण विषय के बारे में बात करने वाली हूँ। आज आप सभी के समक्ष उस महत्वपूर्ण विषय के बारे में बात करने वाली हूँ जिसे ईश्वर ने स्वर्ग की भांति बनाया, प्रेम से हम सभी मानवों के लिए सींचा, लेकिन हम मानवों ने ईश्वर निर्मित पर्यावरण का नाश ही किया। खुदा ने कितना खूबसूरत यह संसार बनाया है, उसी संसार में प्रदूषण का कहर छाया है। यह हवा में घुला हुआ वो जहर है जो हम सबने मिलकर ही फैलाया है। दोस्तों, जहाँ देखो धुआं धुआं सा है, जहाँ देखो भागती गाड़ियाँ, उड़ते हुए धूल, नदियों में बहता गंदा पानी, कंक्रीट के जंगल बने शहर, और उस पर हम ये दावा करते हैं कि ये धरती स्वर्ग से भी सुंदर है। मैं जानना चाहती हूँ आज के इस प्रबुद्ध समाज से कि क्या वास्तव में ईश्वर ने हमें ऐसी ही धरती सौंपी थी? तो शायद मेरे मन की तरह आपका मन भी यही गवाही देगा, नहीं, बिल्कुल नहीं। प्रकृति हमें सब कुछ दे देती है, बदले में हमने क्या दिया? प्रकृति हमें सब कुछ दे देती है, बदले में हमने क्या दिया? अपने स्वार्थ के खातिर हमने प्रकृति से ही खिलवाड़ किया। हम इंसानों ने ईश्वर के खजाने को न केवल दोनों हाथों से लूटा है, बल्कि उसे नष्ट करने में भी कोई कसर नहीं छोड़ी। खतरे में पड़ा धरती पर जीवन है, अब तो समझदारी दिखाना होगा। एक एक पेड़ लगाकर धरती पर प्राण बचाना होगा। जो बीत गई सो बात गई, अब आगे की सुधी। वैसे भी समय रहते अपनी गलतियों को सुधार लेना मूर्खता नहीं, समझदारी है। विश्व के बड़े बड़े देशों में बढ़ते तापमान, बिगड़ते पर्यावरण और प्रदूषित होती प्रकृति पर गहन विचार किया गया और कुछ ऐसे उपाय सोचे गए जो हमारी प्रकृति में बाधा भी न बने और न ही हमारे पर्यावरण के दामन को तार तार कर सके। परंपरागत ईंधन, डीजल, पेट्रोल और एलपीजी गैस इत्यादि का उपयोग कम किया जा रहा है और एलपीजी के स्थान पर बायोगैस का उपयोग किया जा रहा है, जो मनुष्य और पशु पक्षियों के अपशिष्ट पदार्थों से बना होता है, जिससे हमारे पर्यावरण को कोई हानि भी नहीं पहुंचती। और उसी प्रकार जल ऊर्जा, पवन ऊर्जा और ज्वारीय ऊर्जा का भी प्रयोग किया जाता है। सरकार द्वारा भी इस दिशा में गंभीरता से सक्रिय कदम उठाए गए। जनहित में विज्ञापन जारी किए जाते हैं, जिन्हें देखने, सुनने, पढ़ने के बाद लोगों में जागरूकता पैदा होती है। आज हमारे युवा वैज्ञानिक लगातार इस दिशा में प्रयासरत। वनों का संरक्षण, वृक्षारोपण और प्रकृति को बचाने के कई कानून बने हैं और उन्हें सख्ती से लागू भी किया जाता है। आज हर देशवासी का सपना है कि वह भारत को प्रकृति की गोद में सुरक्षित करते हुए उससे अपने रिश्ते को एक नई पहचान दे। आज की इस आधुनिक पीढ़ी को पर्यावरण, प्राकृतिक संसाधनों पर अपनी निर्भरता को कम कर देनी चाहिए। मेरे विचार से यदि हम परंपरागत ईंधनों का उपयोग छोड़कर गैर परंपरागत ईंधनों का उपयोग शुरू कर दे तो शायद हमारी प्रकृति में सुधार होने लगेगा और वह दिन जल्द आएगा जब हमारी प्रकृति को वह सुंदर सलोना रूप वापस मिल जाएगा। फिर आने वाली पीढ़ियां पीठ पर ऑक्सीजन का सिलेंडर नहीं लटकाएंगी। आज हम सांस लेने में भी लाचार हैं, दिल से नहीं दिमाग से भी बीमार हैं। शुद्ध हवा की तलाश मत करो, क्योंकि हमने प्रकृति के साथ किया खिलवाड़ है। तो आइए हम सभी मिलकर शुरुआत करें इस अभियान की। जब एक कड़ी से दूसरी कड़ी जुड़ती जाएगी तो हमारी प्रकृति में सुधार होने लगेगा। हमें अपनी प्रकृति से वैसे ही प्यार करना चाहिए जैसे हमारे माता पिता हम सभी से करते। कोई भी दौड़ के लिए दौड़ना जरूरी नहीं होता, छोटे छोटे कदम आवश्यक होते हैं क्योंकि छोटे छोटे कदम से दौड़ पूरी होती है। वैसे ही छोटे छोटे कदमों से हम अपने जीवन में बड़ा बदलाव और उन्नति पा सकते हैं। धन्यवाद।
अब तो समझदारी दिखाकर पेड़ लगाने होंगे, जीवन बचाना होगा। That was incredibly insightful and passionate speech from Ms. Nishu Kumari. Now I invite Anushka Kumari with her speech.
A pleasant good morning to one and all present here. I am Anushka Kumari from Hartman Girls High School, going to deliver a speech about environment. Our environment consists of all living beings as well as their surrounding. A healthy environment is one that is sustainable for a long period of time. It is the source of life for everyone. It directs the life of everyone and determines the proper growth and development. Current issues of environment: climate change, waste disposal, and deforestation are all current issues of environment. Desertification involves an area becoming extremely dry due to human activities. Deforestation often causes burning trees. The trees contain carbon and burning releases carbon into the air, making climate change worse. Impact of environment on human life. There are minute amount of chemicals and toxins in the daily food we eat, the breathing air and our drinking water. The effects of these environment hazards include cancer, respiratory disorders, asthma, allergies and illnesses. The United Nations launched its Sustainable Development Agenda in 2015. Reflecting the growing understanding by member states that a development model that is sustainable for this and future generations offer the best path forward for reducing poverty and improving the lives of people. Everywhere, at the same time, climate began making profound impact on the consciousness of humanity with the polar ice cap melting, global sea levels rising and cataclysmic weather events increasing in the ferocity. No country in the world is safe from the effects of climate change. Protecting the environment is not just a responsibility. I repeat, protecting the environment is not just a responsibility, it is a duty that we owe to our planet, to ourselves and to future generations. We all have the power to make difference, and by taking simple steps we can protect our planet and ensure a brighter future for our children. Here are few small steps for all of us. Use public transportation or walk, bike whenever possible. One way that you can help to protect the environment is by using public transportation, walking or biking instead of driving your car. Plant a tree and take care of it. Another step you can take is to plant a tree and take care of it. Planting one single tree a year is a simple way to contribute to the environment. Use at least one natural product. We know going completely organic is too costly for most of us. But using at least one natural product is a great way to protect the environment. Save electricity and use energy efficiently. Reducing meat consumption is a powerful way to reduce your carbon footprint and protect the environment. It's scientifically proven fact that animal husbandry contributes significantly to greenhouse gas. When you choose to reduce your meat consumption, you are making a conscious effort to reduce your impact on the planet. Please understand this is not a question of religion but environment. Avoid single-use plastics. Conserve water. Conserving water is another simple step that you can take to protect the environment by fixing leaks, taking shorter showers and using low-flow toilets. You are reducing your water uses and conserving resources. There is no need to elaborate further on this topic. You know more than me. Educate your child about the environment. In conclusion, taking steps to protect the environment is not just a responsibility. It is a personal mission that we all share. When you take a simple step to protect the environment, you will not only improve your own well-being by using public transportation, planting a tree, using natural products, reducing meat consumption, avoiding single-use plastics, conserving water, and educating your child. You will feel a sense of accomplishment and fulfillment knowing that you are doing part to protect the planet. At last, save Earth, save a life, save us all. Keep our Earth green and clean. Raise your voice against every act of harming the Earth. Love the Earth and be happy. Thank you.
It takes commendable courage to take charge of an unfamiliar stage and present your views, which these young ladies have shown. And I'm sure that we all had something to gain from the insights of these talented young women. I request you all to again give them a huge round of applause. Thank you, Hartman School. I once again thank you for your presence. And now I hand over the mic to anchors Gaurav and Aisha to carry forward with the much-awaited Let's Talk event.
We thank you, Nivedita, for this overwhelming start of this session. Life is a delicate connection with the environment, where each step that we take leaves an impact on the earth. So we have a profound responsibility to protect the environment, as our actions contribute to its preservation and sustainability.
Once a beautiful land, now it's dirty and dead. Worked at the hands of man, resources pulled from their beds.
Flood, drought, famine, fire, all the landfills get higher and higher. Toxins, rubbish, metal, food. Do you think we are doing good?
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen.
I, Aisha Ashby from BCA First,
And I, Gaurav Yadav from BBA Second, welcome you all to this Let's Talk series on life and environment, where today we are going to commence on an important journey together for future generations. As we gather here, we are reminded of the profound impact that our actions have on the entire world around us.
Today, we invite you all to join us in a conversation that would surely help us understand the spirit of environment management with respect to the idea of sustainable future. So let us start a journey exploring the symbiotic relationship between life and environment together. We will uncover the intricate connections and profound impacts that has each one on the other, inspiring us to cherish and preserve the beauty of our planet.
Let us explore the interconnection of life and environment through various slide presentations on life and environment.
Climate change is a global crisis that affects us all. It is not just an environmental issue, but also a social, economic and political one. So now we have Riddhi Arya and Saket Kumar Roy among us to start the talk with the topic climate change. Welcome them with a huge round of applause.
Perhaps it was a heat wave that made it difficult to stay outdoors, or a flood that disrupted lives in your community. These events are not just anomalies, they are fingerprints of climate change visible in our daily lives. Have you noticed the flowers in the garden blooming earlier each year? Or perhaps the winters don't seem as harsh as our grandparents' stories share. These subtle changes are whispers of our planet in a serious problem. Climate change is making our air worse, causing floods, harming crops and disrupting jobs. It's a problem that affects our health, homes, food and money. Think of Earth like a canvas. Nature adds details, but we humans play a big role too. While natural factors like volcanic eruptions and solar cycles add depth to this masterpiece, our own hands wield the brush of climate change. A bustling city street, cars zooming past, factories working overtime. These are not just markers of progress, but also contributors to a warming planet. Human activities like burning fossil fuels, deforestation, industrial process and mining release greenhouse gases, trapping heat in the atmosphere and leading to climate change. These activities reduce Earth's ability to absorb carbon dioxide, turns forests from carbon sinks to carbon sources, emit gases like carbon dioxide and methane, and release the trapped methane into the atmosphere, thereby contributing to greenhouse effect and global warming. Each of these elements play a role in the intricate balance of our climate system, and understanding their impact is crucial in our efforts to mitigate climate change. The causes stated in the last slide are creating a long-lasting effect. As we step into Tarumitra within our very own college campus, we can easily observe a few degrees drop in the temperature. It's like nature's own air conditioning, thanks to the greenery. But stepping back outside, outside, there's a noticeable change. The heat feels uncomfortable, highlighting the grave impacts of climate change. Moreover, climate change causes sea level rise, leading to floods and coastal erosion, especially with melting glaciers and polar ice caps. Biodiversity loss disrupts nature's carbon balance, worsening climate change effects. Additionally, climate change impacts human health through heat waves, air pollution, spread of diseases and mental health issues, highlighting the close link between environment and well-being. Moving on to few facts and figures supporting the discussion. According to WHO reports, climate change threatens 3.6 billion people, causing 250,000 additional deaths annually by 2030-2050. Global sea level rose by 3.1 millimeter yearly in the last 30 years, with a 98 millimeter increase since 1993, driven by rising temperatures and melting ice. Earth's average temperature rose 1 degree Celsius since the 19th century, mainly due to increased carbon dioxide emissions. Ladies and gentlemen, imagine a world with soaring temperatures, melting ice caps and record-breaking heat. In 2023, we witnessed history as it became the warmest year on record. Heat waves, rising seas and changing climate are not just numbers. They are the reality. According to the 2023 Global Climate Report from NOAA, National Centers for Environmental Information, in 2023, every month ranked among the 7 warmest. The first time in NOAA's record, any month has reached its time to act, fight climate change and secure a sustainable future for all. So that's all from my side. I'm handing over to Saket, who will discuss the upcoming slides. Thank you.
Now, in order to survive in the era of climate challenges and global cooperation, stands out as a collective lifeline, directly impacting human lives by focusing on innovations like India's expansive solar energy projects. Paris Agreement. The 2015 Paris Agreement united 194 parties to cap global warming below 1.5 degrees Celsius, aiming for net zero emissions by mid-century. This pact focuses a collective rise in ambition and mutual support, with wealthier nations financing a greener transitions in the developing countries. UNFCCC. The UNFCCC aims to stabilize greenhouse gases levels to prevent harmful human impacts on the climate, ensuring ecosystem adapt, food security and sustainable economic development. The recent Conference of Parties meet held in Dubai at COP28. An agreement was reached to activate the Loss and Damage Fund, managed temporarily by the World Bank, to aid countries facing climate adversities, with a focus on the most vulnerable nations. Let us look at how we can tackle climate challenge by reducing emission and reducing clean energy. Transition to renewable energy. We need to harness the power of nature. This can be done by shifting more fossil fuels to renewable sources like solar and wind energy, which are abundant and emit no greenhouse gases during the operation. Energy efficiency. In this, the focus is on reducing consumption through advanced technologies and smarter usage, which leads to lower energy bills and reduce environmental impacts. Sustainable agriculture. Sustainable agriculture aims to produce food in harmony with the ecosystem by implementing farming practices that maintain soil health, conserve water, and reduce chemical inputs, achieving net zero by 2050. The ambitious goal is set to balance the amount of greenhouse gases produced and the amount removed from the atmosphere, effectively reducing the carbon emission to zero by the year 2050. Every small step we take to fix our planet's future is important. We should work together to create a strong, lasting world and making sure our Earth stays a lively place for all who follows. As the saying goes, the Earth does not belong to us, we belong to Earth. Our collective efforts today are the seeds for a thriving tomorrow. Thank you.
Are deeply interconnected, which is the process of population. Concentration in cities has significant impacts on the environment, and in turn, the environment influences urban development. So now we invite Ananya and Aditya to continue the talk.
Good morning, everyone. I, Ananya of PBI 3rd.
And I, Aditya of PBA 3rd.
Today, we embark on a journey on a phenomenon that has become increasingly prevalent in our modern world, the indoor generation.
We all are Gen Zs, but spend most of our time at college, office, or at home, basically indoors.
This is the story about us, the indoor generation. A generation that spends 90% of its life indoors. It all started the day we left nature behind. We filled our homes with lovely things and all the stuff we wanted.
What makes us spend most of our time indoors? Why do we like to spend most of our time indoors? Anyone from the audience?
I think because we get home after work, we get tired and we generally rest at that time.
I agree with your opinion. So let's see the reasons behind it. The first reason, we travel a lot for work and education, and reliance on public transportation has decreased the time we spend in the outdoor environment. The other reasons can be the abundance of accessible indoor spaces such as gyms, entertainment venues, which has increased and makes us life easier at indoors.
Our home became places we would never want to be. Artificial light replaced daylight, and we built our houses so that nothing could escape. So when the air turned bad inside, we tried fixing it by chemicals. And we put on little artificial suns everywhere to make the darkness bearable.
What do you all think? What are the perks of staying indoors is? Okay, staying indoors and spending most of our time at home can lead to increase in the problem of depression, social anxiety, isolation, and emptiness.
People started needing help to sleep, to breathe, to not itch. Then scientists discovered that the air inside our home is up to 5 times more polluted than the air outside.
The construction of infrastructure and rapid urbanization has led to more indoor spaces and very few opportunities for outdoor recreation. Urbanization has led to change in the behavior pattern of the children also. Let's see some of the behavior patterns the children in today's era. The children of today's generation are using screen time while going to sleep, and most of them don't possess any particular hobbies which require outing. So they prefer to stay inside their homes, their comfortable places.
It turns out that the kids' room often has the highest concentration of toxicity in the house. In fact, millions of homes are unhealthy to live in. Let us have a look on strategies for promoting outdoor time. We can prioritize family outings, outdoor sports, and exploration of local green spaces to increase time spent in nature. We can take art and music outside. We can introduce gardening. It entails messy and muddy work and a better connection with nature.
As the indoor generation continues to grow, it's crucial that we address the challenges and promote the strategies to encourage a healthier balance between indoor and outdoor generation. By prioritizing access time to nature, designing livable cities, and educating the public, we can empower to live more fulfilling and happy life. Now to conclude with the topic, I would like to say only one line. First, we shape the cities, then the cities shape us.
Thank you both of you for this informative talk.
Now, we have among us Nilesh Tiwari and Swati Sakshi Mishra to discuss biomimicry.
A wise man once said, nature is pleased with simplicity, and nature is no dummy.
Well, Nilesh, another wise man also said, in every walk with nature, one receives far more than he seeks.
Well, yes, Swati and I went on a walk other day, and we explored a lot what nature for us.
Yes, indeed. One of them being biomimicry. I'm sure most of you know about it.
But Swati, for a greater good, let me tell them in simple words. It is a collaboration of scientists, engineers and nature for our upcoming generation.
In technical terms, biomimicry is a technology-oriented approach that focuses on putting nature's lessons into practice. It involves studying nature's models or using them as an inspiration for design for processes with the goal of solving human problems.
Well, we are discussing biomimicry today. But why? Because it is the need of the hour. Our environment is facing numerous challenges like pollution, climate change, and resource depletion.
Don't you worry, biomimicry has a solution for all. The picture right in front of you is the East Gate Center in Harare, Zimbabwe. It is a shopping center and an office block with a structure similar to a termite mound. It maintains a constant internal temperature by opening and closing heating vents and cooling vents, using less than 10% of the energy of a conventional building of the very same size. And don't worry, it's very strong, stronger than Twin Tower.
The picture you are seeing here is another fine example of biomimicry. Japan's iconic bullet train came in the process connecting Shin Osaka to Hakata, but consequences were high vibration and noise pollution. But Dr. E.G. Natakshu initiated a solution for this problem. He was an avid bird watcher, so he found inspiration from a kingfisher. Voice?
The bird kingfisher, don't worry.
Yeah, exactly. How the birds dive silently to the water with the help of their beak, and the same technology birthed the now famous Japan metro. With the help of that beak, you can see that the beak and the shape of the beak and the metro is the same. The journey has started, and we hope it's never ending. There are ongoing advancements in biomimicry.
Continuous research and collaboration between scientists, engineers, and designers are leading to the development of novel technologies and sustainable solutions inspired by nature. As technology advances, so will our ability to delve deeper into nature's blueprint, unlocking more sustainable solutions.
Biomimicry has the potential to revolutionize various industries, the aerospace,
The medicine.
and don't forget also the turbine blades.
But you must be wondering what is unique. I'll ask the same question to Nilesh. What is unique?
Biomimicry directly connects nature with solution for environmental issues, bridging the gap between scientific understanding and practical application.
Biomimicry showcases the power of innovation inspired by the natural world, not the man-made world, demonstrating the potential of nature's design to inspire a sustainable solution to the need of the hour. Ladies and gentlemen, we just had 5 minutes to tell you about biomimicry.
Now it's your duty to explore it further for a future sustainable future. Because nature has been conducting brilliant research and development for billions of years, it's time for us to start paying attention.
Thank you.
We thank both of you for having such an informative talk.
Now we invite Aditya and Shreya to continue the talk.
Well, you all are looking adorable today. And why not? We all love to look fashionable, don't we? We enjoy wearing fashionable, trendy clothes, and especially on Saturdays, right? Because of the weekend and after college plans. So, do not worry, we are not here to suggest a full stop on your good looks. We are here to suggest a balance between good looks and good environment. So let's start from a beautiful hiking place. Can anyone guess what this is? Come on, aren't you concerned about your environment? Yes, please. Yeah, absolutely correct. It's a textile dump. So there's no such thing as a waste. When you throw something away, it must go somewhere. This is a textile landfill. The Environmental Protection Agency EPA data says up to 100 billion tons of garment are produced by fashion industry every year. Among this, 92 million tons of clothing end up like this. Indian Textile Journal also reports that over 1 million tons of textile are discarded annually in India. And ladies and gentlemen, the numbers are mostly from households, and this number is constantly increasing. So these are the top countries which produces the most fashion waste. China, USA, India, Italy, Germany, France, UK, and you can clearly see that India ranks the third. Textile production also releases 2 billion tons of greenhouse gases into the atmosphere annually. And in case you think that it is only about greenhouse gas emission or waste management, then please listen to this. we are also wasting our blue gold. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, water. In the process of making a t-shirt, it consumes 2,700 liters of water, fresh water, 8,000 liters for a pair of leather shoes, and 11,000 liters for a pair of jeans. The volume of fresh water needed to manufacture clothes are a little bit daunting. And that too, the number of items sold each year around the world is over 100 billion. Reason? Fast fashion. Fast fashion, the human and environmental cost of cheap clothes. So just like fast food restaurants, offering cheap, readily available meals like momos, burger, pizza, fast food industry offers you 20 clothes at reasonable cost. So maybe, Zudio and Misho are your Pani Puri or Momos wala, correct? So maybe, you should think about it, give it a thought. I am handing over to Shreya and she'll talk about it further. Thank you so very much.
Good morning, everyone. I will be talking about the small steps we can take towards sustainable fashion. According to one study, an astonishing 50 million garments are bought and worn just once every summer in UK alone. A dirty habit we need to quickly ditch, as one garbage truck of textile is burned and landfilled every second as I speak here. This is the era we are walking in. We must be consciously aware of what we buy. Education empowers us to choose between right and wrong, or we all should be aware of clothes and materials that we are wearing or we wear in our daily lives. According to a research by Copeland MI in the United States alone, fast fashion was worth $41.15 billion in year 2023, and it is anticipated to reach $59.85 billion in 2030. This means that fast fashion is showing no sign of slowing down, and more clothing will end up in landfills and second-hand in the market world around. Less than 1% of all clothing is recycled into a new garment. I have a habit of combining and matching new and old clothes to look a brand new look, or to make a brand new look, revamp and remake, and that's how I embrace my wardrobes. Shein is now the fastest growing e-commerce company in the world. According to a SimilarWeb, its website ranks #1 in the world for web traffic in the fashion and apparel. Now, Zara and H&M look expensive and slow in the front of Shein. Don't you think that we are running way too fast to look trendy for a week maybe? This is a tiny yet important steps towards a better world, a better planet, a journey we all need to hold our hands together to fight to save our future fashion generation. At last, I would say, buy less but buy better. Thank you.
To talk more about environment and social governance, we invite Shamal and Rishabh here. Please welcome them with a huge round of applause.
All of us want to bag a good job in corporate someday. So this is for all of us that most of them follow environmental and social governance to contribute their share to the environment. Environmental, social and governance is a framework used to assess an organization's business practices and performance on various sustainability and ethical issues. It provides a way to measure business risks and opportunities in those areas. The three key elements of ESG are: the first one is environmental dimension, the second one is social dimension, the third one is governance dimension. In environmental dimension, our commitment is demonstrated through management of energy use, water, waste, pollution and greenhouse gases. In social dimension, our efforts are focused on employee, treatment, consumer responsibility and social and community development. In governance dimension, we emphasize good corporate governance, risk management based on sustainability and supply chain management.
Social governance includes equality and social justice, which refers to promoting equality and social justice among the people by ensuring fair distribution of resources, opportunities, and benefits among all the members of the society. This includes policies such as addressing income inequality, reducing poverty, and promote inclusive growth. Next comes the human rights. Upholding fundamental human rights is the core aspect of social governance. Next comes the environmental governance. Majorly includes environmental protection. Environmental governance focuses on protecting and preserving natural resources, ecosystem, and biodiversity. This involves policies and regulations to mitigate pollution, conserve water and land resources, and promote sustainable use of natural resources. Next comes the major point is climate action. Addressing climate change is the key aspect of environmental governance. This includes measures to reduce greenhouse gases emissions, promote renewable energy, and adapt the impact of climate change. The next comes is the integration of governance approach, which includes cross-section collaboration. With effective social and economic governance in the life and environment requires collaboration across all the sectors and the stakeholders of. This includes partnership between government, business, civil societies, organizations, academia, and communities. And next comes the policy integration. Integration governance involves aligning policies and strategies across social, economic, and environmental domains. This ensures coherence and synergy in addressing complex challenges such as poverty, inequality, environmental degradation, and climate change. And I guess most of us have used Amazon for ordering something. And the Amazon is one of the major examples which follows ESG, environmental, social, and governance, which helps to monitor them to reduce the wastage that could be there in the environment by catering the social and economic governance in the life and environment, which requires to use the indicators and metrics, which helps them to get the sustainable development goals, environmental performance, indicators, and social impact aspects. And then comes the feedback and mechanism, which helps to allow them continuous learning and improvement in the governance policies, which helps Amazon to know and get the feedback from their stakeholders, conducting evaluations and making data-driven decisions.
We thank you, Rishabh and Shamal, for this informative talk.
We appreciate each one of our participants for this overwhelming informative session. Now we will have question and answer session. Feel free to ask questions.
Actually, the windmill, the entire design of windmill has been copied by the humpback of a whale. How whale dives in and how that produces a certain amount of energy is exactly what has been copied for windmills. And as you know, windmills produce energy, and this is in a very sustainable way. So this is something how biomimicry has contributed as an example for energy. Thank you.
So the question is, you mentioned about sustainable, fast fashion. Don't you think it generates employment?
So see, there are two aspects in this answer. We cannot talk about development and employment at the cost of environmental impact. You are offering a trendy shirt at, let's say, at a rate of 350 rupees or 500 rupees. So you can assume what are the working conditions, the poor working conditions in the garment factories are. Do you think that fair wages would be provided to the workers there, or the human rights would be maintained in the garment industry? So yeah, this is one answer.
Fast fashion create more employment, and if we are against, so we are taking a different pathway. Zudio works on a standardized strategy. It creates same t-shirts in different sizes by machine. Human labor is very less involved. So that is actually decreasing the employment rate. And where I talk about Banarsi, handlooms, cotton saris or cotton footwear, that still requires manpower today also. And that takes time and value of human hand and their art. So I think that's just opposite that we are looking for.
Kindly come over here and ask the questions.
This question is to all of you about e-commerce. Could you tell me how shopping online is harming the environment?
Even if we are not doing anything, we have it of scrolling and moving our fingers. And whenever we are scrolling on Myntra, Amazon, Meesho, we just add to cart. पैसे तो हैं ही हमारे अकाउंट में, order it. And that's how we are actually shop a lot that we want to shop. And that is the answer.
We have enough for our needs, but not much for our greed. Don't you think our greed is destroying us rather than our need? For example, when we had COP28, we had the target that we have to end up using the fossil fuel. But because it took place in Saudi Arabia, they agreed not to stop using fossil fuel. So how will you change that?
So this question comes under the ESG, environmental and social governance topic. And for that, a human must need to think of their environment on the planet which we are living.
Which human? The corporate and the consumer?
The corporate and the government, sir. Yes, sir. We must need to make some strict rules and regulations for the corporate to follow the environmental and social governance. So the main reason is that there is no plan B or no planet B with us. So we must need to follow the ESG process and make some strict rules and regulations for the corporates and the government and the big houses.
The corporate governance is actually coding a law for all the apparel fashion industries that if they don't decrease their carbon emission to 1.5 degrees Celsius and the companies who's having a revenue of $100 billion, if they don't do, they'll have to pay 2% of their revenue as a fine. So I think that corporate governance is working towards the sustainability of the environment.
We thank you all for this interesting question and answer session and request him to present certificates to the students.
Held on 23rd of March 2024, organized by Academic Committee. And here are the winners. Let me start with the third position. And students, the third position was secured by the Department of Computer Science. So I would like to call upon Riddhi Arya and Srishti Kumari from the Department of Computer. The second position was secured by the Department of Journalism and Mass Communication. Ishan Mukherjee, BAJMC third year, and Aditya Raj, BAJMC third year, to come up on the stage to take the certificates. Give them a big round of applause. And now the first position, I am happy to share this, that the first position was secured by the Department of Economics, BBA International Business, Atul Sharma, BBA IB second year, Samprada Gupta, BBA IB second year, and also the team members Aman Kumar, BBIB first year, Aniket Kumar, BBIB first year, Amit Raj, BBIB first year. Once again, give them a big round of applause, audience.
As we have come to the end of this session, I like to invite Prerna Raj from BBA third year to propose the vote of thanks.
Cicero, a French philosopher, once said, "A thankful heart is not only the greatest virtue, but the parent of all the other virtues." Ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of St. Xavier's College of Management and Technology, I, Prerna Raj of BBA IB third, feel privileged to propose the vote of thanks. I extend my heartfelt gratitude to Father Dr. Martin Boris S.J., Principal, St. Xavier's College of Management and Technology, Patna, for giving us the opportunity to organize this program. We also thank our Vice Principal, our esteemed guests, professors, and our lovely audience for gracing this occasion with their benign presence. I thank Dr. Kalpana Kumari, Chair, Academic Activity Committee, and her team for organizing such a wonderful program. Thank is also due to Professor Piyush Ranjan Sahai, Dean of Activity. Thank you, sir, for your feedback and suggestions. We are grateful to the members of the Department of Journalism and Mass Communication for photography and videography. We are grateful to the members of the Department of Journalism. I extend my gratitude to Mr. Ajay Kumar for inviting students from the Hartman School for Student Expo and Nivedita for beautifully carrying out the program. I also take this opportunity to thank Dr. Prakash Upadhyay, Chair, Stage Management and his team for making necessary stage arrangements. We also thank Dr. Rakesh Pathak, Chair, Discipline Committee and his team for ensuring the smooth flow of the program. My special thanks to the anchors of the day, Aisha and Gaurav, for comparing this event efficiently. I also acknowledge the contributions made by our technical and support staff. Last but not the least, I thank everyone present here for being such a lovely audience. Thank you. Jai Xavier, Jai Bharat.